What's good, good people? Vets, let's talk. We got a special guest in front of the formation today. Staff Sergeant Oskar Zepeda. Man, before we get started, I'd like you guys to click that like, share, and subscribe. HBO special, man. Don't take nothing. Help a brother out, man. How you doing today, my brother?
It's going. How you doing?
I'm doing good, man. You looking about 25 years old over there. You looking good, man. I need
Right.
some of that water you drinking over there.
I try to maintain, bro. I try.
Yeah,
Try
how's
to
the
work
family?
out every day.
Hey, you got to keep that going. That's a must. That's a must.
Definitely.
How the family doing, brother?
Family's doing good. Kids are getting bigger. They require a lot more attention, you know, but hey, they're there, man.
That's cool, man. Let's jump right into these questions, man. Do you remember where you were during 9/11?
Actually, I do. I remember getting home from school. Everybody was, that was a big topic. Got home from school. My mom had the news on. We were all sitting in the living room actually, watching, the news. And obviously every channel was showing, exactly what happened. And I remember, when that happened, I was just like, man, I think I had about a year left of, till I graduated. And but the funny thing is, prior to 9/11, I always wanted to join the military. I already had that, I'm going to join, I'm going to join, I'm going to join. As a matter of fact, I wanted to join the Marines initially. That was the plan. So when I seen the whole 9/11, that just motivated me even more to, I just couldn't wait to get out of school so I can actually enlist and go serve our country.
Man, that's good stuff, bro. It's not too many people that want to do it, but you did it during a time of war. A lot of people get in the military and say, just a thing. But doing it during a time of war, I consider it an act of patriot. Being a patriot, a man of his country, man of his heart. So I appreciate you for that, my brother. I really appreciate you for that.
Thank you.
So let's jump into this first question. Tell us a little bit about who you are and your job in the military.
Okay. Yeah. So my name is Oskar Zepeda. I'm a retired staff sergeant from the U.S. Army. I was in the Special Operations Command, 2nd Ranger Battalion, for exactly 10 years. What was the question? Did I join the military? What?
Sorry. Yeah. What? Tell us a little bit about who you are and your job in the military.
Yeah, so my job in the military, I've had multiple jobs. Obviously, when you enlist initially, you don't go straight to what you do. I started at AT, which is anti-terror. That's when I got to the Rangers. Obviously, my job was infantry. From there, obviously, AT stands for anti-terror, which is pretty much a small group of guys, a small element. You deal with rocket propelled grenades. You pretty much take out tanks and whatnot. If the occasion were to ask for it. However, upon completion of Ranger School and moving on up in the ranks, I took other jobs as far as being a team leader in a line squad, assaulting buildings, and I was also a sniper for 3 years. I did 3 deployments as a sniper. Went back to the line to kicking doors and back to assaulting. And yeah, that was pretty much my job, was to kick in doors and take out the bad guys, either capture them, dead or alive, whatever, and exploit them and hopefully get, more targets based off of intel that either these people give us or, just put them behind bars for crimes that they shouldn't be committing, or that they did commit to begin with. So
Right. Were you diagnosed with anything after the military or during the military?
After the military, yes. I remember, after my incident overseas, I came back and I was diagnosed with post-traumatic stress disorder. Yeah, even before they diagnosed it, I had already diagnosed myself. I knew something was messed up from the beginning. Once I got blown up in Afghanistan on my 9th deployment, by a Taliban commander. And I remember when I woke up in Germany, I knew I was no longer the same individual that I used to be. Like I knew that I was broken. I knew that I was very emotional. I was sad, depressed. I had anxiety right off the bat, you know. I think part of it was because I couldn't move the right side of my body. You know, I couldn't move my hand, my leg. Um, I couldn't do self-care, you know, and what would get me, the emotional part was that, you know, you got this guy that's physically fit, you know, that has conducted, you know, hundreds of missions, operations overseas, you know, in a special operations unit. So part of your job is that you have to be physically and mentally fit. Now, you, you know, let's fast forward it to the day I got blown up to where I'm at right now, you know, not right now physically, but now as in the sense of after my injury, you know, I couldn't even wipe my ass. I couldn't even self-care. I couldn't even dress myself. You know, I was 100% dependent on somebody else to help me do my activities of daily living, you know? So that right there itself, man, it got me, you know, it broke me, completely broke me.
Wow. Wow. So at what point did you think you needed help?
You know, so at first, you know, you're always taught, and I wouldn't say always taught, but, you know, seeking help, you know, a lot of people until this day, you know, they think that seeking help it's a sign of weakness. It's, you know, people don't want to admit that there's something going on within ourselves. But me personally, you know, I went to alcohol, and I started drinking heavily. Well, I remember back in 2018 was when I realized, you know, something was up. You know, I had a breakdown, emotional, nervous breakdown, and I couldn't control it. I was drying, I was crying hysterically. I had no clue what was taking over my body, which to the point that I had zero control over it, you know? And honestly, like I wanted to kill myself. I had a knife that was just given to me by a fellow ranger as a gift for my birthday. And I had it in my drawer. I remember I kicked out my whole family from a room. I told them to get out, leave me alone. And I was going to slit my wrist, bro. You know, honestly, I couldn't understand what the hell was going on psychologically. But at that point, it was at that point that I knew I needed help, you know, and I needed help like immediately. So one of my buddies came and literally they got me and they took me to Loma Linda, the VA at their psychiatric ward. And that's where they put me. You know, they put me in there, they detoxed me, they helped me out. And, you know, they put me on medication. And, you know, I think I was there for about 10 days to 2 weeks. And, you know, I came out, you know, different, you know, but that episode didn't end my life, you know, what I
Right.
was going through. That's when I realized there had been a breach in my head and I no longer was normal, as people say, you know.
Yeah, I kind of get that a little bit. People, somebody asked me, what does normal look like? I just look at them and shake my head. But because it's different. Vets are different. Civilians look at us in a certain way that, and even some veterans, if I got through it, why couldn't you get through it? And a lot of people don't
No, I
understand.
agree. Even nowadays, they tell me like, "Hey, you're not normal," and I'm like, "I am normal." You know, I am normal. But we just see a different spectrum, you know, because we've been in their shoes. Then you go into the military, you're exposed to other stuff. I tell them like this, you know, I used to be like you. I could still think like you, but then I'm also aware of what's happened in the past, you know, or what I've seen. So it's like I get to pick and choose what side I want to be on, type of, you know. I mean, I don't know if it makes sense, but
Yeah, it makes sense.
people
It makes
sometimes don't understand.
either that or they just try to come up with something to make it seem like they're the same as you.
Yeah.
We all deal with things different. A lot of people just trying to own up to something that's tougher or a little bit better or the same level. So are you seeing any groups or are you seeing a counselor at the moment?
I do. I'm very involved with the VA. I'm doing their IOP program, and it's 3 days a week. You know, from 9 to 10 a.m. You talk about, you know, triggers, coping mechanisms, you know, anything that can, you know, either lead you to falling back to either alcohol, or, you know, if you're dealing with PTSD, you know, some people deal with it in different ways, you know, but there's also things you can do to not keep you in that bubble. You know what I'm saying? You know, some people like me personally, I go work out. I work out, I work out, I work out. I also take medication, you know, when the anxiety kicks in, when the PTSD kicks in, when I just feel like, you know, like everything's coming at me, I'll take my medication, you know, and it works, you know, medication definitely works. I do that. I also do AA, and then I got church. Church has definitely helped me out, you know. So yeah, I do those programs. They do help out, you know, and you're only gonna get out of them whatever you put into them, bottom line, you know.
This is true. This is the work that self has to put in. It's always a mirror. You can't really, you know, even though these things happen, they happen to you. It's a part of your life. Not to say things will ever go away, but at the same time, you put things in place to minimize what's going on in your mind as far as working out, getting out that extra stress. Because you know, being an individual, you're a ranger, you was in, you know, steady go,
Yep,
always active,
absolutely.
always alert. So you got to get out some of that energy. Because for me, it's the gym too. Like I go in the gym. Only person that can fail me is me in the gym. It's me and what I have to conquer and complete for that day. So I'm gonna go in there and just destroy it. Either feel like I'm about to throw up or pass out. One of the two. You know,
Wow,
especially being
that's intense.
yeah. I kind of go at it pretty hard, but I had to just kind of beat myself up because if I don't, it's other things that take place and other people are in the way, which I have a family, you know, having a family, especially a 8-year-old boy, you
Yep.
know, he watches everything I do. So, you know, it's the gym, and I always have to have a positive mind. Always. I'm always talking positive, and people, it gets on a lot of people's nerves, but that's okay.
But that's good though. That's good. That's something good to practice, you know, because I don't have that. Everything that comes out of my mouth is negative, you know. So
It takes time getting to that point. It takes a lot of hurt from other people as far as like what I do and what I've actually done. Like I have to change me because I see how I speak and the person that I've become is hurting other people. Like, you know, my wife, you know, family members seeing you a certain type of way. And you just so you got all these accomplishments and you just get to thinking about yourself so negatively. Do you have what coping mechanisms outside of the gym? If you're not in the gym, like what else do you have to just kind of keep you in place?
I honestly, and I'll be completely honest with you, I try to stay as busy as I possibly can. I'll find stuff to do if I have to, you know, even if I'm not at the gym, you know, I'm here at the barbershop, you know, I'm cutting hair. That's also very therapeutic to me, you know, when I'm, you know, cutting somebody's hair, man, you know, it takes about 30 to 40 minutes a haircut, you know, and it's like, it's therapy, man. You know, you're
Yeah.
trying to make a fade, you're changing guards, you know, you're doing comb over, you know, clipper, this and that, you know, shears, you name it, you know. So it's that's very therapeutic. You know, if I'm not here, you know, I'm either trying to do something physical, a hike, I go ride my bicycle, you know, anything like that, you know. But yeah, you know, boredom creates bad habits, and
Oh.
that's exactly what I try not to do, you know.
The devil's
Yeah.
playground. That's it. That's
Yeah.
it. Hey, that brings me to this topic, bro. What gave you the motivation for your barbershop, bro? You think you could do something with this, bro?
I could probably add to it, you know, some glue and strap on a wig up in there. But nah, the barber shop, man. This is something that I've wanted to do since I was a kid, honestly. You know, my mom used to sell, you know, a lot of people might not know what it is, but you know, nowadays what Mary Kay is, you know, there was Avon. She used to sell something named Finger Hut, and she sold enough things, you know, to clients that she won a set of clippers. And with those clippers, you know, I think I was about 13 years old. I remember, you know, we would cut our own hair at home, and you know, I would cut my buddy's hair, my neighbor's hair, and you know, it was a hack job, but you know, the seed was planted, you know, it was there. And then obviously once I got to high school, you know, I got a little bit better at it. You know, I got a better set of clippers, you know, started, you know, me and my buddy started doing that. Well, you know, when I was overseas, you know, when I was in the army over in the barracks, I would cut hair because I already had the, you know, the basic fundamentals of, you know, how to do a fade, how to do this. Then overseas, I would cut hair. So I started doing that. After all that, you know, I got out of the military. I would still cut my own hair, cut my kids' hair. COVID hit. Once COVID hit, somebody see me with the fresh haircut, you know, given that every barbershop was closed, everything was closed. So somebody asked me like, hey, where did you get your haircut at? Because, you know, I can't get a haircut. And I was like, bro, I cut my own hair. So he's like, can you cut my hair? I was like, absolutely. So I gave him a haircut, you know, and this was a member from church. So other members seen him like, who cut your hair? Oh, brother Oscar. So long story short, everybody started hitting me up for haircuts. Then I was like, you know what? I'm going to be a mobile barber. So I started doing that during the whole COVID. And then after I had enough clientele and I just, you know, I saved up enough money, I was like, you know what? Now I'm going to do exactly what I said 17 years ago that I wanted a barbershop. Now as a man, I can actually do it. So I started looking for a location. I found a location, you know, I got the lease and here we go. You know, I started my own barbershop and, you know, it's called Double Up. Pretty much it's you invest and you double your money or, you know, triple or whatever you want to just double it up, you know, and I got that from Nipsey Hussle, you know, and here I am, man, at a barbershop and it's called Double Up and I love it. You know, I love what I do. It's my passion. And at the same time, like I said, it's therapeutic and it's, man, it's such a blessing to have this place, you know, because yeah.
That's outstanding, bro. Hey man, y'all better double up, man. Where you located at, bro? I'm a double up one day.
Yeah, we're in the LA County, you know, on the outskirts of LA, technically in the San Fernando Valley. Yeah, man, if you're ever in the area or anybody that's listening to your podcast, man, you guys come out here, I'll hook it up, you know.
Appreciate that, man. He looking fresh over there. I'm trying to tell you.
Yeah, I try to keep a haircut, man. Every 4 days I'll get a fresh cut. Yeah.
Wow. Hey, do you do closing out, man? Do you have something motivational to say to the people?
I do. I mean, I want to tell people, you know, not only people, well, yeah, people too, veterans as well. You know, a lot of us, you know, because there's people out there with a lot of disabilities, you know, whether it's something you can see physically, or it could be internally, mentally, psychologically, emotionally, whatever it is. You know, a lot of people think that that's it, that's the end of the road, that, you know, my life is done, you know, oh, I'm gonna settle for this. No, that's the wrong answer. You know, like there's resources, there's a lot of stuff out there, you know, whether, you know, if you go on the internet and just look up, you know, your symptoms, whatever you're feeling, you know, like it's not the end of the world. You know, me personally, I thought I would never be able to walk again. I thought I would never be able to use my right arm again. And look at me, I work out, I can do anything, you know, but stay positive. You know, there's always an answer to something. There's always a solution to something, you know, it's just, everything's there. You just got to go out and get it, you know, go out and get it, you know, exploit your resources, exploit what's out there, you know, don't give up. You know, the light is, you know, brighter at the end of the tunnel. You know, sometimes you have to go through all this to prepare you for what's in store for you on the other end, you know, and, you know, just whoever's watching this, just don't give up. You know, if you look at my story, I wasn't supposed to walk. I wasn't supposed to be doing this. Technically, I should be sitting on my butt on bed rest at home, just accepting life for what was thrown at me. But no, that's not what I said. I said, I'm going to get off my ass and I'm going to be proactive, productive, and do something positive with myself. I'm going to turn whatever was thrown against me into something positive, you know, and that's what I've done. And that's what motivates me. And it keeps me going. Honestly, it keeps me going. I don't stop, and I'm not going to stop, because I'm only scratching the surface of what my full potential can possibly be, you know?
Man, that's amazing, bro. Thank you. Hey, thank you. I thank you. Thank you for jumping on here with me, man. I really
Thank you for having me.
It really means a lot for me to, like, I've kind of scaled back a little bit because I have to kind of chase people down, you know, on the leadership part, because I was doing those too. A lot of people in the military are afraid of doing interviews of on leadership because they're afraid of what's going to happen to them. And I understand.
Yeah.
But, you know, you kind of get drank from, hey, you wanna, and you get so many no's, you do get yes. But I'm gonna keep pushing and keep doing my thing. Just like he said, just keep going,
Yeah.
regardless
Yeah,
on
you keep going.
how you feel and how things look. Just keep going. Just keep going. Hey man, I want to
Yeah.
leave you guys with a quote. Healing does not mean the damage never existed. It means the damage no longer controls our lives, man. Hey man, once again, thank you for serving, bro. Thank you for your service. Thank you for your
Appreciate you.
continuous service. No matter if you don't see it. Thank you, bro. Thank you. Like I really do mean that. You served your country, man, and you're owed so much because you almost lost your life.
Yep.
Like it means so much to me for me to sit down and just talk to veterans. Hey, people, if you out there, you're not alone with what you do and what you deal with. Always move with a steady mind, steady conscience. Do not move with your feelings. Feelings always leads to bad place. Be tactful about things. Sit back, take control. Get a moment. Give yourself a moment whenever you feel yourself being triggered by something or someone. It's usually people. Those dirty, I call them dirty words.
Oh yeah.
I call them dirty words. But when you feel yourself getting amped up based on something that you cannot really control, just take a moment to yourself and tell people, hey, I just need a minute. And they have to understand that. If it's an individual in your life that's not willing and able to give you that minute, they're not fully understanding you or who you are and what took place with you. Hey man, let's talk. Who's up next for formation?